What is going on, guys? Name's D Free. Welcome back to part 2. This one is building the AGL variant of the team. Hope you guys enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new. And yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. So I didn't expect the first video to be so long, so I'm sorry about that. So I'm going to try to streamline this one a little bit more. I honestly didn't expect to have as much to go over as I did. So we're going to look at it here. I'm going to give you guys my my choices. And by the way, I didn't really talk about it in that previous video. But when it comes down to the support units, you can run the Baba Shop units if you picked one up, like the Great Saiyaman AGL, the Over in a Flash, Buff Roshi for the STR team. The problem with them is that their passive is a chance, but if it does trigger, they're very good support units, and they link pretty well with their overall teams. So there's that. That goes for every one of them, I guess. Except for Tech, I don't think Krillin doesn't link with his team at all, but I guess it's fine if he triggers his passive. It does simulate a link, but I think it's a 50% chance to trigger it. I don't think it's any higher than that. If it is, that's fine, but either way, just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know that. Okay, so if you guys didn't watch the STR variant, go ahead and look at it. I went over a lot of pertinent information that I may or may not try to go over in a general sense in this video. So as far as this goes, I talked about it there. Of course, LR Majin Vegeta would be the best leader for this team. Why? Because running him, basically, he's like the third hardest hitter in the game right now on JP, or fourth, something like that. Having two of him is more optimal. Two of him and one SS4, one Super Vegito, a couple support units is more optimal than not having him and having two SS4 Vegetas, regardless of the leader skill disparity. The 90% for him and the 120 for, it doesn't matter. He hits so much harder that he makes up for that gap. And that has been proven on the Reddit, and it's a significant gap. Like, it's pretty crazy, especially with the STR one. But we're not talking about that here. I just basically told you guys the optimal team. What I tried to do with the previous video is go over basically all the available units and give you guys the best possible sub options for those units. Let's look at what I have laid out here, which is what I would consider the best possible AGL team. And in large part, it's very similar to the JP variant. There's not really much change between it, especially with the STR team. It's pretty much the same team because neither of these groups have gotten new units. Of course, this team is about to get its 40% support unit. Of course, that's only on JP though. So anyways, all right, so we have the leader, SS4. We have the blue combo, and I'll talk about why this is the blue combo that's preferred as opposed to the blue Kaioken combo, but it doesn't really matter in the end because they're going to hit really hard. Of course, the timeless wonder, Mr. Super Vegito, best card in the game for a very long time, finally gets dethroned by the SS4s, but either way, he's still top 5 as far as non-LRs go. And then we have this World Tournament Gohan, which I believe JP should have him by now, or Global, excuse me, has him by now. I haven't been paying attention to the World Tournament at all, but I'm pretty sure Global has him. And then you have a choice between one of these three, basically. And if you watch the STR video, you would understand. This is why I said there may or may not be pertinent information that I go over in that video that I may not go over in this one. But really quickly, you would understand that basically having another support unit, in a lot of cases, it may not be the case with AGL, and I'll get over that in a minute, but in a lot of cases is more optimal than having that extra hard hitter, i.e. Rose, because the support that they offer does allow the other two guys in rotation to make up for the slack that the other unit would have put through. So basically allows them to do more damage than having that third hard hitter would have done. And I don't think it too much really applies to this team right now as it is currently constructed, because this isn't even the most damaging AGL team. Like, you could really form a super damaging AGL team if you really wanted to. You could put in this SS3 Goku, the one from the God Lead, the original AGL God Lead. He's a very, very hard-hitting unit, very underrated because he has that 7-turn limit, but he has 100% up, and he has a godly potential system. This guy is your leader, Majin Vegeta, SS4 Vegeta, Vegito with his counter. You can form a very damaging team, but that's not the goal for AGL. AGL is a little bit different. So Rose does get the nod. Okay, I'm going to give Rose the nod because of his self-sufficiency. Honestly, Rose, it's not a good thing that a villain can be optimal on a hero team. That's not a good thing. It's not. It's not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. Rose gets dropped by either one of these two units whenever they come to Global, from JP. Either this guy, this SS2 AGL Gohan Rebirth right here, or the Bardock Awakening for the AGL. He awakened from the World Tournament. Don't see him. Where's he at? His inner there. So this one awakened. This one, when he awakens, offers 30%, I believe, via his passive. So that's who he gets replaced with. So it's not a good thing, but it's not the worst thing in the world, because he is so fortunate that he offers himself 3 key. That is just a timeless wonder for him, and he does link well with the heroes, so that works very well. And then you have a scenario where you have an optimal team built. Now, good sub options for one of these support units is, like I said, that Gohan, when he rebirths, he becomes optimal alongside either this World Tournament Gohan or the Bardock. They're all interchangeable because they offer good amounts. The starter Goku, who you get from the barbershop, or that 5-stone summon, if you're lucky, when you have a new account. Mai, who's from the waifu banner, she's a viable option. She does offer the key, and she offers the attack and defense. Of course, you have units like Broadpan that only offer the key. You don't really want to do that. You want the units that offer the statistical improvement, okay? Like, for example, this Thouser right here. I'm zoomed in. He offers that too, but he's not available yet. 20% attack and defense, but he's pretty much optimal on Extreme AGL. So that's what it comes down to. You want to have 1 or 2 of those guys. Right now, Rose gets the nod, and Global's basically going to run 1. And here's where we're going to get into the SS Blue. I'm not going to go too deep into the debate. In large part, if you want better link versatility, I guess it doesn't really matter on this team too much, because you have to discern whether or not you want to keep Goku, SS Blue, and Vegeta on rotation, or if you don't mind floating one off of rotation to have the second SS4 Vegeta on rotation. If you're going to float it, I think mathematically it's better to actually run the SS4 Vegeta on rotation. But either way, if you're going to float it, SS Blue Kaioken probably fits a little bit better. The damage disparity as these leader skills get higher, of course, there's a big jump between the last 2 AGL leaders. Of course, Vegeta's 120, Super Vegeta was 70%. The damage disparity between the 2 SS Blue Gokus, unfortunately, they have the same name, but the disparity between them wasn't so bad under 70% leads. But under 120, it gets crazy, especially when you factor in the potential system. The SS Blue Goku hits significantly harder. Now, you may say to yourself, well, SS Blue Kaioken tanks. I talked about it in a previous video, but common misconception is, yes, he does tank very well. If you especially put orbs in him, he tanks very well. But understand one thing. He sacrifices a chunk of your HP. You may not notice that. It may not be a big deal to you. But basically how the way it works is he negates his own tanking, because say he tanked 15k on average better than the SS Blue Goku. While SS Blue Goku hits harder, you may want to tank Kaioken because he does tank a little better. But if he damages you by 20,000 of your life, or whatever it would be under the mathematics of your specific team, it doesn't really matter because you still take that damage, that requisite damage. So that's how that works. And then, of course, offensively, he has a flat increase, while this guy has that 100% up on the super. And then the last little tidbit is, just like the SS3 Goku GT and SS4 Goku combination on STR, these two trigger every single one of their offensive links, except for one. I think Prodigies and Kamehameha are inactive, but that's not the biggest of deals. Super Saiyan, Warrior Gods, Super God Combat. There's some very powerful links in here too. Resurrection F, Fierce Battle, and Prepare for Battle. They trigger everything. And the beauty of that is this Vegeta can hit hard himself. This Vegeta can hit 5, 6, 700,000 damage depending on your potential system improvement on him. And he can tank better than this SS Blue Kaioken. He's the best tanking unit of the 3, albeit he needs a super attack. He gets 80% attack and defense on a super attack. He needs that. I won't take that away. But that duo is just so good. It's so good. The Goku Kaioken does share, I think, an extra link. Yeah, he shares 4 links with the Vegeta. They have Warrior Gods, which I think that's only activatable between the 2. But it's 1200 attack. I'd reckon to say that's the weakest link among them, isn't it? Resurrection F is the weakest, but second weakest. All right, so yeah, that's basically how that works out. Now let's talk about some viable options. I'm going to knock some of these guys out. Bye. All right, so say you have the skeleton of the team, the most basic of the basic. You have these 3, right? You don't have this Gohan. Like I said, I've already went over the support options. The waifu Mai is a good option. Any unit that offers a statistical improvement through the passive. The Great Saiyaman Barbershop has shocking speed. Anything like that, right? That works very well. Even if it's a villain, right? If you're severely lacking in options, even if it's a villain, they fit fine. That's fine, especially if they offer key. So other good subs would be units like Super Saiyan God Goku. If you have him, units like this Beerus, he's not the worst option in the world. He gets 70% up. This Goten, 70% up, not a bad option. This Gotenks post-awakening is a lot better. This Trunks is outdated, but he's not a horrible option if you need to. This Gohan after awakening, which is like right here, gets 90% up. He lacks prepared for battle, which I hate. If he came out today, he would have it. But he's a very viable option if you're looking for more hard hitters because you're lacking one of the other hard hitters. If you're lacking somebody like Super Vegito, you can look at an option like Kaioken Goku, who is severely outdated, especially if he's pre-awakened. But he does have that link versatility and the overrun flash and shocking speed. You have viable options. You have a support unit like Pikkon who has shocking speed. He's free to play, by the way, and he offers 15% attack up to all allies, so that's not as great, but him and this Goku, you can have a nice backbone of the two supports as a free-to-play team, and then you're good to go. If you potentially picked up the Blue Stone, because of course you wouldn't be free to play if you did, you could have Super Vegito, and if you have this team, if you're trying to build this team, you have the Vegeta lead, and then you're just lacking 2 hard hitters at this point because you have those 4 up there. You're lacking 2 hard hitters. The Redstone could have netted you this guy. He's a hard hitter, albeit he has a turn restriction. He doesn't link particularly well, but if you're grasping at options, having a skeleton like these 6 guys right here isn't the worst possible thing. And like I said, if you've done ticket banners, which you should have done some ticket banner pulls, this Mai is a good option too. She gives 2,000 attack and defense. I'd reckon to say that Pikkon's attack improvement is better, but if you're running a unit like this guy right here who doesn't link very well, this Goku, it may be better to have her key support and his key support, and you're good to go as far as that goes. And yeah, so I just want to give you guys, like I said, the tools to empower yourselves in making this. Which, by the way, I didn't talk about this Ultimate Gohan. He doesn't get very much love anymore, but he's a viable option if you have him and you don't have anything else. He has shocking speed. I don't have anything else really to say about him. A lot of the Super Saiyans are just better than him now. But like I said, if you're lacking options, go through your box, right? I don't mind getting asked questions, but I want to see that you guys have tried it because I'm trying my best to empower you guys with the tools to get it done yourselves. So you don't have to ask anybody. So there's no confusion. Look at what you have. Look at your link sets. Look at your passives. For this team, I would say prioritize the links Fierce Battle, Shocking Speed, and Prepare for Battle. Those are your 3 most important links. Try to build a team around those, and you'll be good to go. Try to bring 1 or 2 support options if you have them. If not, look at other hard-hitting options if you have them. If you don't, even SRs are viable. You can get down to it. SRs may function the same way. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something. If you did, punch the subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.